agenda.
It's exactly 9:20 a.m. A very big warm welcome to our Polokwane listeners on One Nation FM. Do hope you're going to keep us company right up until 10 o'clock, or rather till about 10:15 this morning. Lots coming your way. Our next interview is with educational psychologist Claudie Munyai. And I suppose you've guessed what we're going to talk about, the Matric results. And congratulations to South Africa. Very especially the IEB Matric results have been absolutely great. A couple of, I guess, a notch up from previous years. So well done, IEB scholars. Good morning to you, Claudie. Welcome to the program. You must be delighted to hear about these great results.
Good morning, Julie. Yes, congratulations to the students who are studying the IEB curriculum. We are waiting for the students who are in the process of the national curriculum for tomorrow. The results are coming in tomorrow, so we're very excited, yes.
Okay, I want to shift the focus of this interview today, because whichever media platform you tune into this morning, it's all about, and rightly so, obviously, it's all about the brilliant Matric results. What sort of conversations do we have with our children, very especially those that have just managed to scrape through, or those that haven't passed? Haven't had a Matric pass this year, because if we don't have the right conversations with them, we're going to have very depressed children. And in the past, very sadly, we've also heard about Matric students who hadn't passed and gone on to commit suicide.
Oh, definitely, indeed, Julie. It's very important to have conversation with the learners who have just scraped through, the learners who feel that actually they did not achieve what they had meant to achieve in the beginning. One thing that is very important is the relationship that a parent has with their child, is the relationship that parents have with the children. Is it one that is supportive? Is it one that helps them to grow and become their best self, so that even if they do not achieve as best as they wish to achieve at this point, there is an opportunity for them to try again. So these are the learners that we would like to actually encourage and say, you might have not made it this time, or you might not have not made it at the level that you are wishing to make it at. However, there's always an opportunity to try again.
Okay, that's on the part of parents. We know the situation in the classroom or the school grounds is completely different. They might be teased at, they might be marginalized, and they're definitely going to feel like the outcasts. How do we bolster them enough to tell them, hold your head up high, failure is a stepping stone to success?
Well, that is very important, Julie, because now here we're talking about building the confidence of the learner themselves, trusting within themselves that with every step of a journey, it's not always that we make it right, we make it the way that we were hoping to achieve. So in the school environment, in an environment where we've got peers, those that have achieved and those that haven't, and probably when we are going to fetch our results, we tend to see others are in great excitement and others are not so feeling well. So starting from the home environment and starting from building the confidence of a learner or a child to say that, hey, you know what, you did your best and you can still always do your best. And in every journey, we do stumble and fall, but it's very important that we get up and continue, because there's a goal that we want to achieve. And another thing that you've mentioned here, you mentioned a very important factor, that maybe learners are laughing at each other, or maybe you find that there are names that are called. That is an essence of bullying, of which the culture of the school would need to be attended to, as to how do we relate with each other as learners in a school environment, or just to relate with each other as human beings, that we need to be sensitive to each other's feelings and emotions, especially during this time.
Sadly, that's a huge situation in most schools, the culture of bullying. And I should imagine at a certain point, one does need to also hold the teachers accountable, because even though the job of raising your child not to be a bully is on the shoulders of the parents, but a lot that plays out in the schoolyard and in the classroom has an impact on those very, very impressionable minds.
That is so true, Julie. Most of the time that a child spends is at the school. However, I would like us to tread a bit carefully by putting the onus on the teachers because it's not on them. However, the teacher and the parent should be supporting one another in raising the child. So the environment that is created in the school, as well as the environment that is created in the home, need to speak to one another a language that is conducive for a learner to progress, for a learner not only to progress intellectually, but also socially and emotionally.
So we're going to have obviously a lot of dropouts at this point as well. Those that didn't make it through Matric, even though you tell them that here is another opportunity for you to go on and get your Matric certificate, and those that are just going to give up and say, it ain't for me. What advice do we give them? Because we know what the job situation looks like. Even graduates are walking the streets. What type of support do we give them? And to the graduates as well. So I'm talking of two different individuals here. We're talking about possibly the dropouts, and we're talking about the unemployed or unemployable graduate. What sort of speak do we get ourselves involved with regarding them and their futures? Because that's the crux, is it not?
It is a big issue. It is an essence. It is a matter of great essence in our country that our learners who are not achieving and those who have actually graduated but not receiving any employment are really despondent about their careers, are really despondent about their future. So, what is important for them to remind, I would like to remind our grad students as well as our learners who have not done to the best or done or completed in a way that they were hoping to complete, to say that there is support. Reach out for support because you need to build yourself up emotionally in order for you to be able to move forward physically into actually achieving your goal. Taking time also off is very important because that is when you regroup your thoughts, you regroup your mind to say, okay, fine, this didn't work out. Where am I at? Where am I finding myself? However, such processes are quite challenging to do when you are by yourself. So it's very important to actually find someone who can support you, a psychologist, a therapist, or even a counselor in your area. There's even hotlines that are toll-free that we can call, like the SADC, South African Depression and Anxiety Group, which offers therapy and counseling on the go all the time for free across South Africa. So let's reach out to the resources that are there, that are available.
I'm very comforted by what you've just shared with me now, because you actually answered my question. I was going to ask, what are the resources like in the townships, available resources for youngsters to try and get the necessary support, like psycho-social support that they need. There's also the issue around, I don't have data, I don't have airtime, and these are their realities. So they want to reach out, but they don't have the resources to reach out. What about our community clinics? Are
Yes.
they ready and available? And do they have counselors and psychologists, very especially at this time? And I look to you, Claudie, directly at you to make sure that this starts happening in the townships. Make sure that your colleagues are available to prop these young people up.
It is indeed, it's very, very important that practitioners are on standby, to support, even on a pro bono basis, because we are in communities that are in desperate need. And we are in communities where we find that the teenagers or the youth are attempting suicides, are experiencing suicide and depression. So we need to be there, we need to be present. Our presence needs to be visible in our community so they know where to go for support. Our local clinics, yes, indeed, we've got clinics that are equipped with psychiatric nurses as well as therapists that are there that you can always make an appointment to say, I would like to see someone for counseling. We've got lay counselors who are also equipped to support individuals who are in need of what we call crisis intervention. So these are interventions such as these ones where you feel like you are in a crisis mode, where you feel like you really, really need immediate support right now. So these are individuals that have been trained to really handle such cases and such situations. So as young people, as grade 12s, or as learners across the board, make sure that you access the facilities near you. Even in the municipalities, there's social workers that are there. Ensure that you go and reach out. And I would like to just to mention something, Julie, our communities tend to be a bit shy to actually go
Yes.
and receive support from community structures because they fear that they know us or they might talk about us. I want to debunk that and say, you know what, we are professionals. And if ever you find that a professional is not behaving in a professional manner, please do report because we do not want our community members to feel like they cannot receive such support that they need.
And sadly, amongst us black people, Claudie, there is the issue of stigma and judgment. We kind of hold back because we feel everyone knows me. They're going to start talking about me, and they're probably going to say that I'm a very bad parent. I didn't do my job as a parent, and that is why my child has failed. So there's all of those dynamics at play there as well. But just to take a step back, Claudie, you and I talking about all of these resources that are available for our young children, for them to access these resources and for them to build up their self esteem and their self confidence. Are they aware that the resources are readily available? Are there communication mechanisms in place in the townships for them to realize, oh, I can go there, I can speak to so and they will hear me or give me some form of support?
Look, Julie, it's been impressed upon for years over social media, over the television, which is part of the social media platform, over talks that are done in terms of rallies in schools to say that, hey, these are the services that we have in this community. These are the sites, these are the hubs that are here in this particular community. It is very important that we make ourselves available, but also it is also important for me, myself, as an individual, to reach out to where the source is. We always need to go to the source to say, okay, I'm not sure if this can be found here, but this is what I need. You ask. We need to ask to say, okay, in these hubs that are there, I need counseling, I need therapy, I need support, I have a need for XYZ. Can I receive it here? We as professionals, it is upon us to direct the community where they can find the help if the help is not in that particular space.
Okay, so my final question to you is, even those learners that have done phenomenally well or very well indeed, and they have got a tertiary pass, they're going to start a whole new chapter in their lives. In fact, even those that haven't done well, it is a new chapter in their lives. But for those that are going into tertiary, um, as well as they have done, they are also going through a whole gambit of emotions. They're going to be second guessing themselves. Have I chosen the right course? Am I going to cope at university? Am I prepared for university? Will I be bullied? Will I find friends? Will I be accepted? And. How do we prepare them to enter this whole new world of tertiary and becoming totally independent, standing on their own 2 feet, becoming totally responsible and totally accountable. It's huge. It's frightening.
Julie, we are privileged in our country to have institutions that have been equipped with student counseling services. So even if you don't feel prepared, always, whenever you feel that, oh my goodness, I'm in my depth right now, there is a professional who's providing support within your institution. All institutions have been equipped with student counseling services, which are for free for all learners in that institution to say, hey, I need help, I need support. And in terms of how do we prepare them, preparation is it's something that is quite fluid. You can never always be prepared for everything. And that is why that whenever you feel the need for support, whenever you feel that you have a need, you always need to go to the source and say, hey, I'm struggling. I need help. You can even go to your lecturers and say, this one is really way beyond me. And that is, as professionals, they are equipped to say, okay, fine, this is where you can go, contact so and so and make an appointment so that they can help you for your career guidance also, because you might find that maybe the module, or sorry, the course that you chose, you thought it was amazing, only to find that actually it's not aligned to your skills and your abilities and interests. So there's career guidance also that is offered in the institutions. If you don't want to use it through institutions, you can also go private, or even access it. The Department of Education also provides such services online for learners or for youth to know, to just check, where am I at? What are my skills? Where am I directing myself at? Because we don't always know 100 where we are going in terms of our careers, in terms of our life as young people.
I'll give the final word to you, your very all important, hard hitting piece of advice to all of the learners and moms and dads watching and listening into us this morning. What would it be?
You know, it is a journey. And with every journey, there are stumbling blocks. And with those stumbling blocks, it's just for you to stand up and remember, where are you heading to? What is the goal that you have set for yourself? This is a journey. I want you to remember that it is a journey. You are on a path of your career, you're on a path of your life. And those stumbling blocks, always use them to get up. Whether you reach out with your hand or you step onto it with your foot, move forward because you have a goal that you want to achieve.
Beautifully said. Just remember, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and carry on, move on. Claudie, it's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you indeed for your time, and God bless all our matriculants and the youngsters going to tertiary or whichever path they are going to embark on in life in the year 2022. Thank you indeed. God bless.
Thank you. Take care.
It is exactly 9:38 news and views right here on Salam Media. Next, we are going to be talking to someone in Palestine. We're crossing over to Gaza, and I think the person we're talking to is Khetam Abed. So let's stand by for that interview, inshallah.